You've been indicted by the United States government. You've been arrested, taken to the local county jail, and the next business day taken before a United States federal magistrate judge for a hearing to determine whether you should be jailed pending trial or released on bond. Now, let's stop right there for just a minute. If this were a state court charge, as opposed to a federal charge, a bond is set at the time that the state charge is brought against you. The first thing you do is contact a bondsman and pay his 10, 15, 20% fee. You get out of jail and see a judge later. In federal court, we don't use bondsmen. You're actually no bonded on arrest and taken the next business day before a United States federal magistrate judge. Let's assume that's where you find yourself right now. You're standing before a United States federal magistrate judge for your bond hearing. We refer to a bond hearing in federal court as a detention hearing. You'll have a mini trial. Witnesses for the government will be called. You, as the defendant, will have the right to call witnesses. At the conclusion of the detention hearing, the federal magistrate judge will make a determination as to whether you are either a flight risk or a danger to the community. If the court determines that you're either a flight risk or a danger to the community, then the court will deny bond and you will be jailed pending trial. On the other hand, if the court determines that you're not a flight risk and not a danger to the community, then the court will set some type of bond. In federal court, the bond can go from one end of the spectrum, where you sign a piece of paper that says that if you run off, you owe the U.S. government the face amount of the bond, which may be anywhere from as low as $10,000 to $50,000, $75,000, $100,000. It's an unsecured bond. You don't have to put up any money or any property. Or it could go to the other end of the spectrum, where you're required to put up a percent of the amount of the bond as cash. For example, 5% of the amount of the bond. Property may also be required by the court. If you are required to post any money, you generally get that money back after the case is over with, whether you win or you lose your case. You don't lose that money like you do in a state court by having to go through a bondsman. One word of caution, you only get one of these detention hearings, so you want it handled properly. I'm Douglas McNabb.